In this video, we're going to be talking about mindset, and I'm going to be giving you a full mindset guide from start to finish on how to rule your mind instead of letting your mind rule you. So we're going to go straight into it. Pay attention, take notes, because it's going to be a lot of heavy stuff. This isn't going to be like the shorts. This isn't going to be some superficial crap. It's going to actually be what works, what I've come to know that works, and some concepts that are going to actually help you achieve anything you want. Easily, because your mind is like a river and you're either swimming counter direction against the tide or towards the tide. So instead of swimming against the tide, let's go swim with the tide, with the flow of the river, not the tide. Tide comes from the sea. Let's go. So the first thing you need to understand, I even have a fucking pen here for you guys. I'm gonna actually be writing this shit for you. You have to realize that here's you, right here. Right? This is you. And you want to get to your goals. And you think it's a straight line. And you think there's obstacles here. That's not the case, actually. That's not what I've come to know that actually happens. See, there's not one you. You are actually splitted. This is your mind right here. There is a circle and a line gets put right here. And this is your conscious mind, which is like 10%. 10% of you is your conscious mind. And then you have your subconscious mind, which is like 90% of you. This is where self-sabotage comes into play. This is where all of the shit that we don't want comes into play. How does this work? Your conscious mind, actually, if we're gonna simplify it as much as we can, everybody talks about it, it only has one job, your subconscious mind. That is, keep you safe. Keep you safe. That is the only job. Your subconscious mind is only designed to keep you safe. That is the first primary directive. Right? Your brain has one job, that is to fucking keep you safe. That's all it only has to do. And the other job that it has is to make you reproduce. Reproduce. But it will never, here's the caveat to this, it will never make you reproduce if it means you dying. Because again, what's the first directive? What's the primary directive? What's the primary instruction that our brain has that comes pre-installed? Because the people that didn't have this obviously died. So it's to keep you fucking alive. It's meant to keep you alive, keep you safe, which means alive. This is what your brain is meant to do. Keep you alive no matter what comes, just keep you alive. So, even when it comes to reproduction, and reproduction is nothing but game and getting women or guys or whatever the fuck you're into, but it will not let you reproduce right here. It will not let you get laid if it means that it's gonna kill you. If your brain perceives, this is what we're gonna get into right now, that something is gonna fucking kill you, it will not let you do that thing. So, now we're gonna understand the filters. Your brain has a filter. You think you view reality, but actually you don't view reality as it is because you have a fucking filter like this. This is you. And this is, I'm gonna make a house here. This is reality. Right? This is reality. This is people. There's people here. There's things here. There's birds. Whatever. This is reality, right? You think you view it, but you actually view everything towards a filter. This filter. And what is this filter? This is a safety filter. This filter is linked to safety. So this is a safety filter. Safety filter that you have, which is this, which means that you don't get to see things clearly. Okay? You don't see things clearly. You see things through a filter. Let me explain this to you with a very clear example. Let's say you have a person right here, a little bit of a person, right? And this person sees, let's say, a tiger, right? How do I draw a tiger? I don't know how to draw a tiger. Let's say this person is right here, although this looks more like a wolf. You have the body, you have the legs. Legs, you have the tail, you have this, and okay, let's say this is a tiger, right? Let's make the stripes. And we're gonna add some teeth in. Okay, this is a... Okay, let's say it's a tiger, for lack of a better drawing, right? So, you think you're viewing the tiger, but you're not. You're viewing your past experiences. You have this filter right here. And this filter, you see the tiger through this filter. Okay? Now, because you have this safety fucking filter on, at some point, of course, the tiger is a very clear example, so you understand this. At some point, your brain identified the tiger as being scary. As being something that is going to damage your safety and is going to kill you, which it probably will because it is a tiger. So, you see the tiger as scary. You see teeth, danger, and then before you know it, you run away. And the instruction then becomes run. Right? So if you see a tiger, you're gonna run, even though it's not what you should do, but we're not gonna get into that. So what's happening here? You understand now that you're not actually seeing the tiger. You're filtering what the tiger is through your subconscious mind. And you don't think this. It's a microsecond and you're afraid. Because again, it damages your safety. It's gonna kill you, and your brain's first instinct is to keep you alive. So it sees this. Now let's say someone that is an explorer or something like that, if he sees the same tiger, he doesn't get scared. Because he understands that the tiger is not a scary thing. That's why some people can remain cool in terms of tigers. That's why phobias happened. I have a phobia, which means that if I see an insect, I want to run. An insect has the same impact on me as a fucking tiger. Is an insect objectively scary? No. But my mind, at some point, it learned that it was scary, which is what we're going to get into next. And now, I have a visceral reaction every time I see a fucking insect, because I don't like them. So, this gets translated into what we're going to talk about next, which is not going to be insects, it's going to be about women. Because, although fixing your game fixes most things. So, right now, this is you. Right here. I like my drawings. Narcissist. So, this is you, right? And this is a girl, right here. A girl. Her, right? This is a girl. Now, again, you think you're seeing the girl, you're seeing through a filter. Now, why does this filter get created? There's two ways filters can happen. One is it either happens through something that is instinctively already in your brain, which for example could be a fear of heights, because fear of heights is something that people already have pre-installed. Why? Because if you fall off a tall place, a very high place, you're gonna die. Okay? So, for example, I don't like heights. Nobody in my family likes heights. So it's not black or white, right? So some things are pre-installed. For example, I believe that if you saw a tiger, you would get scared. Because your ancestors that didn't get scared of tigers or heights probably fell off heights. Probably fell off a very high place and then they died. And then that DNA didn't go further. So there are things that actually come from your DNA. Objectively scary things actually come from your DNA. Things that your ancestors will feel. If you get in the presence of a big fucking shark, you're gonna feel afraid. Even if you know it's not gonna hurt you, you're still gonna feel afraid. Because there is an active fear response that's genetic, predisposed. Now, fear of women is not predisposed because the guys that were actually predisposedly afraid of women did not reproduce. So if you're alive right now, it's because your DNA is not afraid of women. Otherwise, you wouldn't exist. So, why does this fear of women actually get in there? Which is very common. It gets put into because of your childhood trauma. And trauma is not really something that is just, oh, I went through war and I got traumatized. Yes, that's trauma, but trauma is heavily dependent on the perspective of the person that was experiencing the trauma. So, if you're a baby, if you're a little you, little things can be very traumatic. Let's say I have a fear of insects. I'm going to use myself. Let's say when I was 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, a cockroach got in my face, flew up from the ground to my face, and then it got in my face. That's going to traumatize me. Because I have no idea what that is. It might kill me, it might not kill me. So I have to keep that energy up. I have to actually just record for what I have, and then that's it. The trauma is there forever. Or you can release it, which is going to be dealing a little bit later on. So when it comes to fear of women, at some point, probably when you were really young, you liked a girl in school. There you were, little you, young you. Perhaps you have a cool haircut. And there was little Sally with a little, And you went up, before you were afraid, you talked to her, and she rejected you because she didn't like you. And then everybody around you made fun of you. Everybody made fun of you. All your classmates made fun of you. They laughed at you. Right? And what happens is that at that time, we think the classroom, we think the classroom is the world. We think this is the world. We think this is the world, the classroom. It's not the world, but from our perception, it is the world. So what's happening here is that now a new trauma was formed. Your subconscious mind, right? And what happens if we get kicked out of the tribe? We die. This is another caveat here. We have predisposed instincts that if we get kicked out of the tribe, we die. Because in primal times, if we were alone, we would die. So we need other people. So right now, your brain just understood, your subconscious brain just understood that if I talk to a woman, I'm going to get kicked out of the tribe, and therefore I'm not going to be safe and I'm going to die. So talking to women, it's going to kill me. That's what your brain does. That's the association. That's why you fucking shake and you can't do it and you have to grab onto things. That's your brain telling you, don't die. I've seen it. When I go out and I tell my friend, approach this girl, he can't do it. It's like he's jumping off a cliff because his brain, this is key here. His brain believes, his subconscious brain believes that jumping out of a cliff and talking to a woman will lead to the same thing, which is death. Okay, this is key. Everything you cannot do, your brain has attributed to death. So now when you grow up, because of that trauma still there, you cannot approach, because approaching, you see a woman as danger. Danger. You see her as dangerous, right? Thought. You see her as danger. You see her as dangerous. You're afraid. That's why you fear women. And I'm going to make it a little, I'm not going to let this in, but that's why feminism is actually not that good on some points, because the whole Me Too thing, this is a caveat here, I'm not going to leave this in, it makes men afraid of women, because the repercussions of talking to a woman the wrong way is a humiliation, and a humiliation equals getting kicked out of the tribe in our ancestor brain. So talking to a woman equals death. That's why you see more and more guys are afraid, because there's the perception of more consequences. And it's not worth it, honestly. Well, we're going to get into that later. So the guy that's natural with women, didn't get this. He approached a girl, he got the girl from he was young, and everybody congratulated him. So now he has no fear. We all know the natural that can just open every set, talk to every girl, is because he never got shunned as a kid. Never. So he doesn't have that fear response. So now that you understand that the only thing keeping you from your goals is your perception that your goals are going to kill you. I know that sounds dumb, but again, understand that there's two people in your brain. There's you and your subconscious mind, and these are your goals. The only thing stopping you from getting them is you viewing them as dangerous. Like I said, dangerous. So you cannot, your brain bounces you off. This is where self-sabotage comes in. And I see this, you try and approach a goal and then yeet, you go back the other way. You try and get your goals, you try and lose weight, and then yeet, you lose the game back on. You try and do this, you try, bam, self-sabotage. You try and make money, you're almost there, and then you stop. You want to make a YouTube channel, you do it, and then it starts to be successful, bam. Because you view your goals as dangerous. And it happens with so much, and I think there's only 3 reasons why something can be perceived as dangerous, right? Number 1, the 3 filters that actually filter our brain in terms of what is dangerous and what isn't dangerous. There's only 3. Number 1 is objective. There's one side of it which is objective, which is, I'm gonna put ancestral slash DNA. Okay, DNA. This will be something like a fucking tiger, right? A tiger. Heights. Other people, okay? Heights. Okay? Heights. You could say other people, which is another one. Other people. Okay? These are objective fears that could actually hurt you, right? The tiger, you can say, is predators. Predators. Right? Natural predators. If you're ever in the presence of a shark, you get uncomfortable. Then you have heights, then you have other people. Now, what is causing this of women? For example, this has to do with other people. Okay, other people. Why? Because yes, other people can come and directly hurt you, right? But people as a collective can also hurt you. As a collective, or your own tribe can hurt you, right? So other people, or this is key, the lack of people. Every single fear that you have is linked to one of these things. I'm gonna put heights as natural causes, or I'm gonna say an environment. Right? Other people, lack of people, right? Being alone, right? We fear being alone because being alone means death. So, and I'm gonna actually put this to, because there's only 3, this to right here. Tribe. So the only reason you're afraid of things is either because it triggers the predator fear, the predator DNA fear, the environment DNA fear, and the tribe DNA fear. And we're going to break every single one of those down. We're going to start with predators, which is obvious. We don't need to break it down. Predator, right? The predator. That's for DNA fear. DNA fear. Okay, when you have a predator, when you have a predator that you're afraid, let's say a tiger, okay, but with me it's insects. When I was young and the insect, the cockroach, flew into my face, it triggered that predator DNA. So I now view insects as predators. Predator. And a predator is gonna kill me, so again, my DNA avoids them and fears them because it means I'm gonna die. Right? That is a very simple one. Everybody can understand this. Right? This is simple. The predator DNA. Fear. I'm gonna actually erase it. I'm not gonna erase it. No. Predator DNA. Then you have right here, I'm gonna put this in another plane. You have environment DNA fear. Environment DNA fear. Again, these are very simple. The ocean. I'm not afraid of the ocean. But the ocean is a clear one. Something could kill you. Heights. You could die. Darkness. You don't know what's there. So all of these things in tribal times could potentially kill you. Your ancestor, I'm talking about the caveman days. If he got in the fucking ocean and he didn't know how to swim, he died. If he went to a high place, he died. If he got in darkness and he didn't know what was there, he died. Fire. You understand? These are things that are very simple to understand. But the most complex one, which is actually the root of all fears, is tribe. Tribe. D-D-N-A. This is the most complicated one. Because what does this mean? Okay, everything that your brain as a kid believes that is going to get you shunned from the tribe and kicked out of the tribe, your brain believes that as a threat. Because again, alone, we don't like to be alone. People can kill us, and great amounts of people can kill us. So we fear to be humiliated. We fear to be embarrassed because we think that's going to lead us to getting kicked out of the tribe. So why are people so afraid of making money or getting women or doing this? Like I said with the women example, you try and talk to a girl, you get humiliated, and you're now assumed. Your brain assumes girls equals humiliation, right? And humiliation, I know this is math and you struggle with math, but stay with me. Means kicked off the tribe. Means exile, you know, getting kicked off the tribe. Kicked off the tribe. The tribe. I can't write for shit. And getting kicked off tribe equals death. Right? So if this equals this, this equals this, and this equals this, we can just eliminate this. This eliminates this eliminates this. Basic math, which leads us with the equation girls equals death. I was trying to get it here. But now we have this other thing, which is money, which is the same equation right here. We can just replace this. And now you can just replace anything you want with here, right? So now instead of girls, we have money. Let's say we take away the girls things and we put in money. At some point, you said to your parents, I want to be rich. And they made fun of you. They laughed at you. Everybody laughed at you again. So saying, I want money, wanting money, humiliation. Humiliation, getting kicked off death. You eliminated, money equals death. Money equals death. Getting in shape. Fit, being fit. Gotta put muscles. Muscles. Let's say you come from a family in which everybody's fucking fat, which is very common. My family's not in shape. I'm in shape. So, muscles. Let's say I want to get in shape. And your family, why do you want that? It's so stupid. Here, eat this chocolate. Your mom gets angry at you. And as a kid, you're very sensitive. Because again, you don't understand language, so you're sensitive. So you know she's angry. So, being healthy, Again, muscles, humiliation, kicked up the tribe, death, muscles, death. Muscles, death. Muscles equals death. These are the three main things that men want. Girls, money, and muscles. Okay, there's more things men want, but these are the main things that they want that they can't get. And it's because of this. At some point, you'll learn that getting these things is going to get you killed with this equation. Humiliation, and humiliation equals getting kicked off the tribe, and getting kicked off the tribe equals death. Basic math, basic algebra. If you eliminate these things, the first thing equals the last thing, which means death. This is heavy stuff here. Okay, this is why you can't get what you want, because your brain is tricking you into believing that it will kill you. Okay, this is pretty much how your brain works, because your brain's first mechanism is to keep you alive. And if it believes these things will get you killed, it will not let you do them. No matter how hard you try, it will not let you do it. It just won't. It won't let you do it. I'm serious here, it won't. I've seen guys, I tell them, approach this girl, and they grab onto something like they're falling off a cliff because it has the same response in the brain. And again, this has to do with your subconscious brain. With your subconscious brain. Not with your conscious brain. Because your conscious brain wants it, but your subconscious brain won't let you do it if it means it's going to kill you. Dead ass here, I mean that's serious. So, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? Man, what have I gotten into? How do we fix this? There's two ways to fix this. There's two ways. There's the hard way and there's the easy way. The hard way, okay? We're gonna go with the hard way first, and then the easy way. The hard way, because most of you are gonna do the hard way, which is so hilarious. The hard way. Solution one equals, I like equations, ruthless action. Why? Your brain wants proof, not promises. Why is this a hard way? Because you're gonna have to fight off against this instinct right here. The way to do this is massive action, right? Let's say you're afraid to talk to women and you grab onto the railing like you're gonna die. You have to force your mind to do it. And after a while, your subconscious mind is going to be like, okay, this didn't get me killed. And then it's going to flip the switch. But you're going to have to put in massive amounts of volume to override the tribe. And you're going to need positive feedback. This is important. The way to overcome the tribe is to have positive feedback from another tribe. Because let's say you're going to get kicked off of tribe 1. Your brain will only allow you to get kicked off of tribe 1 if it knows that tribe 2 is going to take you. So it switches tribes. This is key here. It believes now that it's okay to get kicked off tribe 1 because there's going to be another tribe that's going to receive me. That's why, guys, honestly, when you go to these pickup programs, these boot camps and stuff like that, which you should take, part of the reason why guys can approach there but can't approach when they come back home is because they were in tribe 2, where it is okay, where they're not going to shun you out for approaching, and now they're going back to tribe 1. And in tribe 1 they struggle because they have no tribe 2 there. Okay? That's one way. You override it so much that you get here. Okay? That you just don't care. Or you desensitize yourself, or you go to tribe 2. That's the hard way. Ruthless action where your conscious mind imposes onto your subconscious mind, which is very hard to do, by the way. Where your conscious mind imposes its will on your subconscious mind, which is hard because in reality your subconscious mind is way more powerful, way stronger, and can actually bully your conscious mind. This is where willpower and David Goggins type shit comes. Force your mind, fuck your mind, like stuff like that, right? You're a weenie, like stuff like that. There is another way. where you don't have to be a weenie, which is you have to go in and change. Oh, Jesus Christ. You have to go in there and change your subconscious mind. You have to change this. This is what you have to change, not this. Not this. Because this already wants it. This already wants your goals. This is the thing that doesn't want them. So you have to change this. This is what you should change. How do you do this? There's 3 ways. Meditation. 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 Hypnosis, which is a form of meditation. Hypnosis, or this is something that's very key here. Tribe switch. Tribal switch. We're gonna break them down from top to bottom, from bottom to top, sorry. Tribal switch. Tribal switch. Switch. This is where you physically move. This is the boot camp effect, where you can't approach a girl in your home. You go take a boot camp, and then because you're surrounded by a new tribe, that tribe is not going to shun you. It's not going to humiliate you for not doing it. For doing it, it's going to reward you. And then your brain says, I no longer have to be afraid of this because I'm with another tribe. This is when people move cities. Move cities. New friends. New friends. Leave family. Family. This is why we have things like the Miami effect. Right? The Miami effect. You move to Miami, you make more money because you're surrounded by a new tribe that values making money. Which is why if you want to make money, go to where the money is at, because that's where the tribe that helps you make money is actually at. Right? Same. Okay, this is one. The tribal switch. You purposefully, consciously make the effort of switching tribes. You go from tribe 1, family, friends, to tribe 2. This is a R, by the way. Tribe 2. Tribal switch, more clients, and you just move. Okay, move. Physically move. Okay, we're gonna go into the next one. Hypnosis, which is one of my favorites, by the way. I love this shit. Number 2, hypnosis. Okay, hypnosis, I'm not gonna go into that much, just understand that hypnosis allows you to bypass the conscious mind, and a good hypnotist can go directly towards to your subconscious mind, and he can make operations here in this realm, not on this realm, but in this realm. So this fixes your subconscious mind indirectly. This fixes your subconscious mind directly. Okay? And to me, this is a more effective one, actually, for real. A good hypnotist can go in there, find the root of your fears, and get rid of the trigger. A hypnotist can make people believe they're in the moon. So he can make you believe that nothing's going to happen to you. Or he can make you believe that you're in a new tribe. He can make you believe it's okay. Why? Because, again, like I said, experience leads to trigger, which leads to fear. A hypnotist can get rid of this. And not this, but he can change the trigger, if it makes sense. A good hypnotist can take you to the memory where you learned that being talking to women is going to humiliate you, is going to kick you out of the tribe. And then he can make it so that you don't see that as a bad thing anymore. He can reframe things. He can mess with your subconscious mind, making change actually quite instant. Very, very, very fucking fast. Fast change. But it comes at a caveat, which is you need help. You need somebody else. Somebody else. Which means you need a fucking hypnotist. Hypnotist. And you need a good hypnotist, not a bad hypnotist. A bad hypnotist will fuck you up more than you're already fucked up. So you need a good hypnotist. And that's going to be expensive. And so this is more like fast, but again, fast equals money. This is a little bit slower, but you can just do it right now. And the other thing, which is very good, is meditation. Meditation. Meditation, the good way to meditate is to actually, give me a break, is to actually, believe it or not, contemplation. Meditation comes from contemplation. This is something that you learn from Vipassana meditation, which comes from Buddha, I think. Don't take my word for it. I might be butchering right now. Point is that this meditation, it teaches you to observe your thoughts and your instincts. One way to do this, and meditation doesn't mean you sit in your fucking room. Meditation is contemplation. Meditation equals contemplation. That is the right way to meditate. Contemplation. Right? So let's say this is you, right? You want to approach a girl. Little Sally. Instead of just doing it with raw force, you come here, you reach the filter, again, the safety filter that we were talking about. And when you reach it, which is going to be very painful, instead of just immediately bouncing, you stay present here. You stay with it. And presence is when you can just be present. It's hard to explain presence because it's a feel thing. Right now, I'm very present when I'm talking to you. I'm here present. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just present here. I have nothing prepared. This video is off the cuff, not prepared, because I'm present. Okay? So, as soon as you get here, you tend to get in your head. You're like, nope, the thoughts gets louder, and you get in your head, and then you leave, you yeet out. And you start thinking, right? Oh, no, this. So what happens here is when you get to this point where you're going to start to rationalize, the feelings get stronger, you maybe start to shake, you need to be present. Stay here. Don't just stay here. Again, don't try to move past it. Just stay. Relax. Try to stay present and contemplate, which means see it as an observer. Again, you see your thoughts, you become aware of what's going on, and you see them and you experience them like you're experiencing a movie. And you just see it, you stay with them. And you stay with them as long as it fucking takes. You stay with them, stay with them. And I'm not joking here. Eventually, you will literally feel them go like this. You'll feel, if you stay present with your thoughts, they leave. They leave. They just leave. They literally leave. And to me, this is the best one. This is even above hypnosis because this is you doing it. And you stay with them. And it opens the window. And they just leave. They just leave. And the filter gets clear. The filter gets eliminated. And then you can just do it. And then you can just do it. That's the key. Contemplation. But contemplation comes through action because you need to get to the filter in order to contemplate it. How do you contemplate? Presence and observing. You become the observer of the thoughts. You see your thoughts. So you're here and you're like, I'm nervous. I don't know, she has a boyfriend. And then you sit present and you observe them. And you feel what you have to feel, observe what you have to observe. Let it come up and it will come out. Why? Your thoughts, feelings, sensations, they're like a river. Right? This is you. This is the last point. they're like a river. They're meant to flow through you, and you're meant to process them, and then they're meant to leave. But we don't let them leave. We're the only people, the only animal that stays with this. That stays with it. Because we think the solution is here. So we can get present. And by being present and observing it, you can let it go. You can let it go. You can genuinely, it goes away. Like, it's hard to even, this is high level, it's going to swing past your head. It goes away. It literally goes away. If you can stay present. This is meditation. This is how meditation should be done. Not I sit in my room, that's not meditation. Because in order for you to contemplate something, in order for you to contemplate the fear filter, FF, fear filter, what was it? Safety filter. You have to get to it. You have to get to the filter. You have to get to the filter so you can contemplate it. Otherwise, you're not contemplating anything. There's nothing to contemplate. Or you can do a Vipassana meditation, which, if you don't know what that is, they sit you in a room for 10 days, more or less. You stay in the same position for 10 days. You cannot fucking move. And you just have to stay there, like this, for 10 days. 12 hours a day, 10 days. That is 120 hours that you have to fucking sit there. Now, in those 120 hours, when there's no stimulus going on, you're gonna get there. Your mind's gonna take you there. That's one way to do it. But that takes time. Again, that takes 10 days of sitting around doing nothing. And you have to do many Vipassana meditations to get to the roots. It's much simpler, with a little bit more effort, but the results are a lot faster. You don't need Vipassana if you do it this way. You can literally just get to the point where you feel the filter, contemplate the filter using the Vipassana technique, which is just contemplate, which is observe your thoughts and feel them, not judge them, just accept them and feel them, right? Feel whatever you have to feel, listen to your thoughts, don't shun them down, listen to them, and then they go away. And then you get there, and then you get to your goals. But you need action. This is why people don't like to do this, because you need action. If you don't like to make money, let's say you don't like to cold call people, right? You have to pick up the fucking phone, call the person, go through the pain, and when you start to experience that really hard pain where you can't even fucking move, where it becomes life or death, and remember, you have to get there. Okay? You have to get there. What I'm talking about is you have to get to a point where you physically cannot move anymore. Where you're like so tense, and you're like this, and you can't dial, and you're trying, and you can't. When you find that level of resistance, that means you got to it. When your body, this is the key here. When your body no longer lets you do the thing your body is preventing you, your own body is not letting you do it. If you're trying to approach a girl and you physically cannot move, even though you want to move, that's when you need to meditate. That's when you need to contemplate. Because you got to the filter. When your own body, because what that means is that your subconscious mind, again, your subconscious mind is totally overriding your conscious mind's control over your body. Over your body. And if you get to that point, it means your mind, your conscious mind, your subconscious mind is in the surface. That's you broke this. You broke the line. You open the window. Understand this, there's windows here. There are windows, right? And the door is closed. But when you get to that point, in order for your subconscious mind to take control over your body, boy, ahorita estoy ocupado. It takes control. It has to leave. It has to open the door. And once you do that, you can contemplate and then you can let it out. Okay? That is the key. But you need to get there. You need to get to that point. The first time I did this, I was literally shaking. And I couldn't actually move. I tried to get up my chair and I couldn't move. I couldn't move. And that's when I contemplated, and it went away. It took me like 20 minutes of contemplation because it was like a deep-rooted fear. Okay? And you have to get to that point. But you don't force it. Again, pitfall number 1. You cannot force it. Okay? Because you cannot use your conscious mind to shut down. Because what you're doing then is, let's say the door is open, your conscious mind is processing it, and then you're like, fuck you, I need to do it now. And then you close the door, you jump through the door to your goal. This is when you talk to a girl and you blow out because you're stiff, which we're going to talk about later on. Okay, in another video because I have to go. But you understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so these are the steps, right? We're going to do a brief recapitulation here. Conscious mind, split. You have a split conscious mind. Split conscious mind. Right? Then we talked about 3 fears. Then, no. Then we talked about filters. Safety filter. Right? Safety filter. The safety filter comes from the 3 fears. Number 1. Predators. Predators. Number 2, environment. Right. Number 3, tribe. Then we talked about tribe. Right? And then we talked about the 3 methods of getting rid of the trauma. Right? Which are hypnosis, which is my favorite, actually, hypnosis. We have, what was it? Tribal switch. Tribal switch. Switch. And then meditation. Meditation. This right here is actually how you achieve all of your goals. I'm being dead serious here. This. Jesus Christ. This is how you achieve all your goals. This is the secret. This is the secret. This is how you achieve all of your goals. All of them. This right here is the secret. This is how all your goals get achieved. By mastering your own mind. And this is how you master your mind. These are the 3 ways to master what I just taught you. And this doesn't have to be complicated. This is an hour-long video. This is all you need. You don't need another video on anything else except this. Because this is how you swim with the tide instead of against the tide. This is how you sail with the wind instead of against the wind. This is how you align your conscious mind, your subconscious mind. Now, I'm going to leave you with this because you need to process this. Again, we're going to go through the same process we always go through. If you like the video, subscribe, like it, and comment something that you learned. Because writing shit down locks it in your brain. So like, subscribe, and comment. I don't know if that's how you write comment. And I want you to rewatch this shit over and over until it gets locked into your brain. This is a commitment of action. So if you subscribe to my channel, you're committing to taking fucking action. This isn't a wishy-washy type channel where you come in and you stay stuck in the same place. I'm dead serious. I just gave you the key here to being successful. Whether you use it or not is on you. So click the link, subscribe, comment something that you learned, like the goddamn video and share it so other people can get free. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.